We're live Friday night pint, and the main man has returned. Ryan Archer is back. How you doing, son?
Yeah, not bad, mate. I don't like all that main man. I'm not the main man, but yeah, no, it's nice to be back. Obviously, yeah, I've been off. I think this is my first show in 2024. I think my last one was on the 29th of December or something like that. So it's been a while. Needed the break. Had a lot of stuff going on personally. Still some stuff going on that hopefully will all be sorted out in the next few weeks. But yeah, no, it's nice to be back. I've missed it. I've missed all you lot. And I've been watching. I have been watching the show, but I just needed that. I just needed that little break, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into things. Obviously, I was at the Dean Ashton thing last week, so it was nice to start with that again. So it was a great night, and it's just been announced today that we've been asked to host another one at the Brewdog in May with Colton Cole this time. So get your tickets. Great night, and yeah, that's it for me, Scott. I've done my plugs, and yeah, nice. It's nice to be back, mate.
No, mate, it's good to have you back. Good to have you back. Look, we all know, mate. We've all been places where you need that time and you need a break. So, you know, it's good to have you back. You have been missed. People in the chat, I tell you that they've missed you, mate. So it's good to have you back.
It's been nice to. I've been getting messages of people asking if I'm all right, and I am all right. It's nothing like it's not health wise or nothing. So it was just stuff going on in my personal life. Obviously, I was out of work as well, and I'm back in work now. I've been back at work 3 weeks, so I'm getting back into the rhythm of that. So yeah, I think the only way is up, mate. Bit like West Ham in the last couple of weeks until we hit a brick wall last night, but no, that's good.
Well, that leads us quite well into the title, mate. Did Moyes get the tactics wrong against Freiberg? This, I think. Being honest, mate, I think it's a bit of a meltdown by certain people over nothing. It's a two-legged affair. We're still in the tie. It's not the end of the world. And I think the commentators summed it up. If we upped to gear and took our chances, we walk away worthy winners.
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously it's frustrating losing the game last night. You know, it was a very close game. I think we both had 15 shots each, 4 on target each, same amount of corners. So it was a tight game, but I said this to someone today. I said, if we was at a game and you went in 1-0 down at half time, you wouldn't give up, would you? You got to remember it's half time in this game, in this tie. You know, it's still. I fancy us next week. You know, it was one lack of concentration last night that cost us, and that was Zuma switching off, thinking that the striker wasn't behind him. So, but after you look at it, mate, if Bowen takes his chance, Paqueta with a header, Bowen again, the keeper pulled off a great save. We had half chances. On another night, we could have walked out there winning 2 or 3-0. But look, it's football. It happens. We should have had the penalty at the end, you know. But things go like that. But I'm still confident in the second leg at London Stadium, sold out crowd. We've been in this position before. Last time against Seville, we turned it around. We can do it again. We're better than Freiburg. We've already beat them twice, you know. So, yeah, I fancy us, mate.
That's it, mate. I'm the same with you. Look, I'm a bit disappointed that we ended up losing that one. I didn't think overly we deserved to lose it, but like you said, it's a two-legged affair. This is half time. You know, it's just annoying because you know, was Moyes a bit too overcautious? Do you know what I mean? Like, if he had let the shackles off, you know, we probably could have nicked the win. But look, it's all ifs and buts in it. But I just think that maybe he may have been slightly a bit too negative, not wanting to lose that game and ended up losing it anyway.
Yeah, I think Moyes would have been happy with a 0-0 or a 1-0 victory to take back to London Stadium. I think he should have made the Antonio substitution 20 minutes earlier. Paqueta was getting frustrated, and to be honest, it wouldn't have surprised me if he picked up the second yellow. But we got through the game, you know, bringing Antonio in the 91st minute, there's no point, you know. The Emerson change was obviously forced and Creswell had to come on. But even Phillips didn't come on until the 81st minute, and he took off Ward-Prowse for him. So when we was 1-0 down, which I couldn't really work out. And this is obviously why Moyes gets a lot of criticism because of decisions like that.
Yeah.
But as you said, mate, I still think we're still in the tie, you know. So next week, London Stadium, I actually think that, and I know this sounds mad, I think being 1-0 down actually suits us a bit because now we've got to go for it.
Yeah. Mate, I'm with you. I think it puts that pressure on. It should make for an entertaining game now, because we can't have that sort of not negative approach, but that cautious approach. We've got to throw a bit of caution to the wind. First 20 minutes, I think proper go at them. I said this before, and you look back at the group games, they've not really improved that much since we played them in the group. And let's be honest, considering they finished runners up behind us in the group, that game at the London Stadium, I thought they were really poor. And look, I'm very confident going into this second leg, and we just need to stay focused, stay positive. Like you said, Paquetá had a poor game last night. He normally doesn't have more than one of those, so hopefully he steps up to the plate and we go from there. But I just think a lot of people's reactions to the loss were a bit over the top, if you know what I mean.
I think someone said it in the chat a little while ago. It's games like last night where you wish you'd have had a 4-0 or a Ben Rama. That's where I think that's a huge mistake. I didn't really want both of them to go, but keeping some. I think Ben Rama would have been a great option last night. But look, they're not at the club no more, so we've just got to deal with what we've got. I think that Kudus last night, I thought he didn't have a bad game, and he put 2 balls on the plate for Bowen and Paquetá, and they should be finishing them. But look, as I said, on another night, mate, we walk out that stadium 2-0 victory, 3-0 victory, but. It's all to play for next week. It's not over. We're not out. We are the better team. We turn up. We get an early goal next week. Look, if Freiberg get an early goal, then you've got to start worrying. But if we go there next week, early goal, crowd gets on the side, which we know we will. The London Stadium on European nights are rocking. So, I still feel very confident that we'll get through against Freiburg next week.
That's it, mate. And as you touched on, you said like with Moyes and all that, the timing of his substitutions, he doesn't help himself sometimes, does he? With that, you could see Paquetá was having a poor second half, and like you said, he possibly, it may have led to him almost picking up another booking and then being suspended for the next leg. And like you said, you've got opportunities there. I know we are short on the bench when you look at attacking quality. But we know from previous European competitions that Antonio can have an impact, and bringing him on as late as he did is pointless. Like you said, taking off Ward-Prowse, bringing Phillips on. Okay, all right, it gives Phillips a bit more game time, but again, it's more of a negative result. And when you look at that, you sort of then think he's settling for a 1-0 defeat, which sometimes is worrying, but you can also slightly see the thinking is that, like we were saying, we're not out of this tie. We don't want to concede another one, but you just think it's just getting the balance right.
Yeah, obviously we're forgetting as well that we've got a game on Sunday, so we've got to hope that no one picks up injuries against Burnley, and we do go into that game against Freiburg next week with a fully fit team. But as you said, mate, this is what lets Moyes down. He does other things as well, but I think we've got to that point now. I know the fan base is split over Moyes, and I personally think he is going to be gone in the summer. I think he knows it as well. Look, Moyes is a proud man. He's not going to walk away, so he's going to see out this season. So let's just hope he wants to finish on a high, because we've got 2 good wins. I know they weren't great performances, but to go up to Everton, a team that we never really do well against, I think Everton have got their most Premier League wins against West Ham. So it's not a ground we go to and get results all the time. It was a good late victory there. Then obviously the Brentford win, another team that we never really beat, 4-2. So, last night was a setback. Let's just hope we can bounce back straight away, get that winning feeling back on Sunday, heading into that game next Thursday.
That's it, mate. I think you're absolutely right. We need to sort of come through that game unscathed, especially with Emerson picking up an injury like what looked like sort of his hamstring. That is a bit of a worry.
I think it was his groin. I think it was his groin, yeah.
He's probably been our most consistent performer this season. And he adds so much, and it always worries me with Creswell playing in the side, because we've seen Creswell have some really, really poor games when he has had to come into the side this season. So it is a little bit worrying, but we got to be confident. I think we really have, and it's wide open, this competition. There's some good sides in it, but I think if you get a good draw, we could get to the final. But it's getting that good draw.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be so tough to get to the final. I mean, we're 1-0 down in the last 16, so we've got a lot of work to do. But there's some exciting teams in there. You get through, and you've only got to look what Roma did to Brighton last night.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool obviously getting a great victory. There's some tough teams in this Europa League. So to get through, you want to. I know you want to avoid the big teams, but there's a part of me that wants to play the big teams, because you get to prove yourself, and then the fans get to go to like the San Siro's, the Roma Stadium. You know what I mean? It's a good opportunity. I mean, do I think we're going to win the competition? It'll be very tough. I think that for some reason I just think he's got Liverpool's name written all over it. Klopp's last season in Dublin. We've got a big following in Dublin. So, but look. We've upset people before, so let's pray that we can do it again. And you never know. West Ham Liverpool final in Dublin, revenge for 06.
Yeah, let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. That'd be great. Look, it's one of them. They're probably the toughest side in the competition for me. The fact that it is Klopp's last season, and they got an easy draw this round, didn't they? The team that they were playing, probably one of the weaker teams in the competition, but. It's going to be interesting. We'll take a few of the comments from the chat. Hello, everyone in the chat, and especially if you've just joined us. For anyone that normally watches on Facebook, we do apologise. We've had a massive problem with our Facebook, so we're trying to rectify it. If not, you may have to see us set up a new page. So we'll keep you all updated on that. For anyone that.
Basically, it looked like we've been hacked, and our Facebook page, which had 25,000-30,000 followers on it, has been deleted, and we've tried everything to get it back. We've been in contact with Facebook, and it has just disappeared. So we're gonna have to start the Facebook page again, which is a shame, because we've had that since day one doing this channel, and we've lost all the photos on there, the videos. So yeah. If you followed us on Facebook, look out for a new page coming soon.
That's it. Did it. Eddie Morgan, I'm a little worried about Thursday's game. I think that touches where we were saying. Obviously, if we go a goal down quite early on, it's going to make it very, very difficult. Hammer Time just said we just made the tie harder than it should be, in my opinion. Brian P says, he's got the tactics wrong. Freiberg were poor and we didn't take advantage. Nick says, did anyone worry after selling 4-0 in Benrahma and a limited amount of options to come off the bench? I think you touched on that, Ryan. It does look very, very weak attacking wise. You're only really looking Danny Ings and Antonio, because Cornet, I think, was left behind, weren't he? Because he picked up an injury in training.
Yeah.
We can tell Moyes really doesn't seem to fancy him, because when he does have a good game, he just gets dropped straight away, a bit like Danny Ings as well. It's very frustrating with the lack of attacking options that we've got.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, mate.
Talis, this calendar year have been poor. Thinking back to the Bristol games, I must say I'm a little worried. But I think we bounced back, like you said, right? The game against Everton and the last home game, they were decent wins, and wins that we needed. Do you know what I mean? They come at times when we really, really needed a boost, really needed a lift, and we're now pushing back towards that top six again.
Yeah, I mean, like. League wise, we had a bad run of form, but we were still in and about the European places, and them 2 wins has put us back up in contention for it. So I think the European places dropped down to 7th this year. So if we can stay around that, every team has a bad run of form. Let's hope that we had our bad run of form, and now we can pick up now, and it's going to be tough, because we have got a small squad, and barring our like best starting 11, we haven't really got much on the bench that is better. So we've got to hope that injuries go our way, and we can just pick up these wins, because like we've got Burnley on Sunday, then Freiberg, and then we've got Aston Villa next week at home. So that's going to be another tough game. But it's a game that we get 6 points in the next. We're still in contention, and that's where we need to be.
That's it, mate. That's it. It's just staying in that touching distance. Like you said, look, every game's a difficult game. Burnley are rock up. They're fighting for their lives. I just think the way that they play, especially it being at home, they gave us a torrid time at the London stadiums, but I think being at home, it should work in our favour a little bit more. What else we've got here? Amman TV, even if the TNT sports commentator said Moyes should have brought on Antonio in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think we could all see that. He should have brought him on, give him 20 minutes to 15 minutes minimum. But I think he should have been brought on a lot earlier, because I think that they was there for the taking, especially in the last 10, 15 minutes. But they took advantage of it. We dropped off and fell asleep, and because I didn't think Zuma was having that bad of a game. It's just one, and that's football. One moment you switch off for 1 second, the ball's in the back of the net.
That's it, and that's the thing. Alvarez gave away the ball, didn't it? That led to the sort of the attack. And like you said, it's just them moments, and you expect players like Zuma to be switched on at them points. Know where the striker is, but it does happen in football. At any level, it happens at football. So you sort of see it. So this when you look at it realistically, did they really create enough to win the game? Probably not. Did we give them the opportunity to win the game? 100%.
I can't really remember them really testing Fabianski that much. It was only half shots, and we tested. I mean, their goalkeeper pulled off a great save from Bowen's shot. Fingertip save, but it was on another night that goes in the back of the net. But look, the game's done now. It's about how we prepare, what we do next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brian P. I would rest Paquetá for Burnley. Freiberg is much more important. Again, he says he looked leggy after 60 minutes. Antonio should have come on much earlier. Kemp raises a good point. How many fans will be there on Thursday, given the kickoff time? I know when this was announced, it was a bit of a weird one to have a game in this country at 5:45.
Yeah, it's obviously when people bought their tickets, you're expecting the 8 o'clock kickoff, which is normal, For it to be 5:45, I think that there'll be a lot of people not being able to make it, or they're going to have to. I think there'll still be a good crowd there, because people that won't be able to make it are just probably pass their ticket on or sell their ticket on. So, but yeah, some people don't finish work till 5. Some people don't finish work till 6. So they're either going to have to get out of work early, or it's going to be go home, get yourself a beer and a nice takeaway, and watch it in front of the telly.
That's it. To be fair, mate, I'm expecting it to be half empty. I really am. I can't. I think a lot of people, especially those travelling in from Essex, will give it a miss. If they work in London, it ain't too bad. But like you said, having to get out of work, finish early, I've got to do similar. I'm coming from South London, so I've got to make sure I'm done probably about 3 o'clock, so I can get there in enough time to park up in Westfield and get to make kickoff. So it's just very disappointing that that's been allowed. Look, I get there's a lot of British sides still in the competition. I think we're playing. Is it us? You've got us, Rangers, Liverpool, Brighton, and then obviously Villa in the Conference League. So it's all televised, and there's just not enough channels there is enough, but there's not enough channels that have got the rights to televise all them at 8 o'clock kickoff.
I think it was something to do with German teams as well.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Like so, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, but let's hope that stadium is at least 90% full, so we can create the atmosphere and get the job done.
That's it. This leads us into this comment. Yeah, Freiberg didn't stop singing for 90 minutes. Fair play to them. To be fair, when they come over for the away leg, I thought their fans were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always said about fans in like abroad. I think they're honestly the way they back their teams for 90 minutes. They don't stop singing or bouncing or for the whole game, and it's something that I wish happened in this country. You know, but yeah, they're just a different breed out there, and fair play to them. You know, they get there 3 hours before the game. You know, if you've ever been to a game abroad, like whether you're watching West Ham or you've just been to a neutral game, honestly, their stadiums are full like 2 hours before. You know, already, and it's an unbelievable atmosphere. And fair play to them, they do create, and I'm sure their fans are going to make a lot of noise next week.
Oh, they definitely will, mate. Definitely. Look, Europe has its problems with football hooliganism at the minute and stuff like that. But like you said, their fans are fantastic when you see the way they support their team. Did you see the I can't remember what side it was, but there was a side that were banned where their fans got banned. They banned like one stand which all the ultras sit in, right?
Oh,
and they unveiled a banner one side saying UEFA, you win this time. And just before the game kicked off, a massive Lego man come down and going like surprise. I won't say the rest of the word, but do you know what I mean? It just shows what they're like out there. Do you know what I mean? It's so.
The thing is, we're all passionate. We love our football club, but they are like proper, like they live and breathe their football clubs out there. And I know we do as well, obviously, but yeah, it's a different atmosphere. And, sometimes you just got to applaud them because even last night watching it on the telly, you could just hear their fans non-stop. And then every now and again, you'll hear a burst of noise from our fans, but then it just gets drowned out by the rest of the stadium. So it's not that people thinking, oh, West Ham fans out there ain't singing or trying to get an atmosphere, because it's so hard to do when you're in stadiums like that. Because as soon as you do, they start whistling and then they just up their game and start singing their songs.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it is that, and it because like you go, you've been away so many times, and anyone in the chat who has been away and anyone watching this who's been away games, with the away crowd, the chanting is 90 minutes long. The whole game they're chanting all the way through. It's not like home where you have spots and spurts, where you'll get 20, 25 minutes of chanting. It is constant for the 90 minutes of the game. And I think it's more with that, you've got more enclosed. And if you look at the London Stadium and some of the bigger stadiums, I think it gets drowned out in this country a lot because everyone's so sparsely spread apart that wants to stand up and chant. And especially since we've lost terracing, I think atmospheres in this country have died quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, like you go to grounds over here, I think most it's the away fans that create the atmosphere. I mean, there's probably a select few grounds, especially in the Premier League, that try to create atmosphere. I think Palace, they try to create atmosphere. There's not many. Sometimes you go to away, like when you go to as an away fan going to a ground, the atmospheres ain't that great. There's not. I can't think of many teams that really create. I think Wolves are not bad, creating an atmosphere. I think the last time I went to a game and the whole stadium in the Premier League where for 90 minutes was just non-stop. I think you was with me, Scott, when Huddersfield away.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Their fans were just like from minute 1 to 90th minute, just non-stop for the whole game.
Yeah. And that's it. They're enjoying their time, enjoying their time in the Premier League and stuff like that. I just feel it is just dying over here now, especially when you've got the big stadium, people, the sitting down and all that, and you sort of get why clubs look at bringing in singing sections or active sections, that type of thing, because I think football, you need atmosphere, you need fans singing and chanting and all that. I'm happy to go and sit down and watch a football game, but I'd rather be singing. I'd rather, I'm in a section that stands up. We're not meant to, but I'm in a section that does, and I enjoy standing up watching football. I'm not a lover of sitting down. I'll do it if I have to, but I'd rather stand up and watch it. If I'm sitting down, I might as well be sitting indoors and watching the game. Do you know what I mean? It's, look, I get why we don't drink around there, but it's like when you go non-league, you're standing at the side of the pitch, you feel more involved in it than you do just sitting there in your chair having to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, a few people saying there about Leeds, and yeah, I agree. Leeds have always had a good atmosphere at Ellen Road. They're another well-supported team, and they're loud, and they always, even when they're losing, they try to get behind their team and lift them. But yeah, there are a few sets of fans out there. I mean, like I see the Arsenal fans, getting a lot of stick, but they've always had that tag of the Emirates, like it's a library and all that. And now they're trying to create a sort of atmosphere with their North London Forever song and their little Ashburton army. At least they're trying to do it. So don't knock them for trying to do it.
No, that's it, mate. That's the thing, and the thing is that when you look at it, we were many a time over Upton Park, mate, and the atmosphere weren't great over there. And Upton Park was one of the places that was renowned for the atmosphere. But I remember many times being over there and it was flat, like it is at London Stadium. You get certain games it's rocking, other games it's just flat and no one seems to be interested in it. And also probably the kickoff times don't help.
Yeah, I think that's a good point now. I think over the last 10 years, they're trying to televise so many games now that, I mean, what the Liverpool game on Sunday kicks off at 5:45 or 4:45, or something like that.
Yeah.
They're just some random like times, and then they're trying to cram too many games on the telly. And some, like, when they are on the telly, some people think, I won't go today. I'd rather see it at home. So
look at the Newcastle game. What is it? The Easter Saturday, 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
There's no fault of the fans trying to get up there or anything like that. It does annoy me when they do that type of thing, and it spoils it a little bit. They need to really start thinking of the fans a bit more, because they earn all their money, and look, without fans going to games, it's a killer.
I think with a 12:30 kickoff, you got to look at the fixture list and you got to think, right, who's playing each other and who's in a certain distance of each other. Like, you want to get, like, if the fans are only like, say, like, for instance, I don't know, say Liverpool playing fucking Burnley or something like that. That's a short trip.
Yeah.
West Ham or a London derby, short trip. When they're like West Ham, Newcastle, like, it's ridiculous.
It is, mate. It is a joke. It's just one of them. But right, you touched on the Dean Ashton night that we held. The Carlton Cole one we've got coming up as well. Do you want to give? I've not spoken to Dan. Is there gonna be a highlights reel coming out for the Dean Ashton night?
I think Dean Ashton one is going up on Monday. I think they're gonna let the weekend videos, like for Burnley and that, get out of the way, and then they're going to put the Dean Ashton one up. But yeah, it was such a good night. Obviously the Brewdog pub, we done the James Collins one in October. They asked us to come back and do this one, and you know what, I was very surprised how open and honest Dean Ashton was. He was really down to earth. We spoke about everything from starting as a 16-year-old at Crewe up until when he retired. Literally went through everything. Obviously England debut, playing for England, obviously his injury, FA Cup final, stories about that. A beer festival in Sweden organised by Alan Pardew. So there's some good stories there, and he was a nice person to interview, like easy, just flowed well in the crowd. The audience there were brilliant. In the Q&A, they had some great questions. We had a laugh, and the Carlton Cole one's coming up in May. So the Collins and Ashton's night sold out really quick. So if you do want to go to Brewdog Upminster's Twitter page or Instagram, and the ticket link's on there. I will look on our Twitter as well. I put the link on there earlier, so it'd be good. And it was a good laugh, and I love doing it. It's something different for us, because obviously I've been lucky enough to interview ex-players before, but one-on-one, But when you're sitting there in front of an audience, it's some people say to me like, "Oh, are you nervous?" And not really, because when you're up there and you're talking to someone that you watch play football and their career, and you're talking about something you love and you're passionate about, you don't really because you're looking at that, you don't really notice the crowd. The crowd are good, but you still have a bit of banter with them. It was such a good night, and as I said, great crowd, great venue, and hopefully there's a lot more to come.
Mate, it will be good. It will be good. As I said, if I need to try and get one. Every time we seem to have one arranged, I've got something going on where I can't make it.
I've got Graham up to do the raffle with me. He loves it. he loves the raffle. He does. But yeah, brilliant
quality
night.
prizes as well in that raffle, mate.
Yeah, we had Ian who does E13 events. He supplied us some raffle stuff. The main prize was this big, massive Dean Ashton montage that we got Dean to sign that night. Yeah, it was some great. There was current players. I think there was James Ward-Prowse, a couple more. There's a big John Hartson one, a double McAvenny and Cotty one. There was a Trevor Brooking one. So there were some great prizes there. So, yeah, they run out of raffle tickets, though. Not everyone could buy one. So I told them, I said to Brewdog, make sure you got 2 books just in case.
Mate. That's it. Got to have 2 books. Got to have 2 books. Going into Sunday, Burnley travelling to the London Stadium. It's going to be a tricky game, didn't you think? This one.
Do you know what? I've watched Burnley quite a few times this season, and yeah, they're a really poor side. They are. Them and Sheffield United are 2 really poor teams. But we've seen it so many times down the years. Burnley are struggling. They come to London Stadium and, they'll get a result, but I don't think they will. I really don't. Vincent Kompany's trying to play a brand of football that he's sticking to, and it's not working. Knowing I like he'll change it on Sunday, but I just think that Sheffield United and Burnley are down. There's no chance for them. They're not going to stay up. Luton are obviously 4 points behind, so they've got a chance. I really hope Luton do stay up. I really enjoy watching Luton. They remind me so much of us when we come up under Pardew. Just every game, just go for it. Don't matter who you're playing, just go for it. But yeah, Burnley will be. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to roll them over and win 4 or 5-0 because I don't think it's going to be like that. But I think on a day we turn up, the players perform. I think we beat Burnley, and that's no disrespect to Burnley. And I think Burnley fans will probably tell you the same. They've probably been a bit disappointed this season with their players. I mean, we obviously went there early in the season, just before Christmas, I think it was, and we nicked a late winner. That's a West Ham special this season, isn't it? A late winner, but that was a difficult game. We was 1-0 down. So yeah, I just don't think Burnley are gonna give us 2. I hope this don't come back to bite me, by the way, but I do fancy us to get a win. I just hope we get the 3 points and we no injuries.
Yeah. I think that's the key thing, mate. I think I'm with you. I think them too. I watched the Sheffield United Arsenal game on Monday, and Sheffield United were awful. How we didn't beat them up at their place, I don't know. They are terrible.
I know.
Absolutely terrible.
I watched them the other week as well, and they got battered at home. And the Sheffield United fans were walking out after 15 minutes against. Was they 3-0 down? And it's when you're down there and you can't get a win. We've been in that position before when we've been relegated. You just can't get a win. So yeah, I think that Sheffield United and Burnley are gone.
They've got no fight, have they? They like you were saying with Luton are up for the fight. Do you know what I mean? They're not just resound. They were the favourites to get relegated anyway. They had nothing to prove, and they're just they're playing with a bit more freedom of, do you know what, we can go for it because everyone says we're going down anyway, so let's try and surprise everyone. But they've got the fight, whereas the other 2 don't seem to have that fight in them.
I hold my hands up, mate. At the beginning of the season, I didn't even predict Luton to get more than 10 points. I thought they was going to be the whipping boys. But honestly, mate, I obviously, apart from West Ham, I love watching West Ham. I actually enjoy watching Luton. Every time Luton are on the telly, I'll watch them because they've just got that bit of fight about them. They've got that old school ground. They've got a young manager who just puts the players out there and they just go for it, And obviously they've got Ross Barkley there, who's playing really well. Yeah. So they're doing well. But I just don't think Burnley are gonna I just think we're going to win. I fancy us to win. If we turn up, players are on form. Hopefully, we get a nice, comfortable victory, good performance. This could be a game where it could be a rare occasion where West Ham have more possession than the other team. Can't see that often.
Mate, that don't happen that often, does it? You know, it's one of them, but it could be possible. As I said, I just think the way Burnley try and play, I think it will suit us a lot more. You know, they like to play, and I think so. Like you said, mate, so long as we're on it and we get the 11 right, I think it will be a comfortable game. I just hope that, like you said, mate, I hope we don't come back and bite us in the backside. I think if Emerson's not 100%, I think this is a game that we could rest him in, because I think he's key that we need to have him playing against Freiberg. Really, really do.
Yeah, I think he will start Paquetá. I think he will, but let's just as I said, let's just hope we don't pick up, because it could be a good game for him, because we're going to have more of the ball, and you know what he's like. But then again, he starts frustrating Burnley players, taking the mick. They're going to put some tackles in. So that's one thing you've got to be aware of. Yeah,
that's it. And as well, it's whether he can link up the way he does with Emerson with Creswell. If Creswell is starting, you know, it's one of those. But so we ain't got much really to talk about. So we're going to go back a bit old school. So I've started a few comments that I'm going to read out. While I'm reading these ones out and we're answering the questions that are in these, if you got, we'll go back to an old school Ask Us Anything for the last 15 minutes. So if you've got anything you want to speak to, especially as you ain't seen Ryan for a little while,
and the thing is as well, boxing's on tonight, so I'm itching. Come on, looking forward to it. Should be a good night. Should be a good night of boxing tonight. Two good fights on the main card. Obviously, Parker, and obviously the main event is Joshua. So yeah, it'll be good. It's weird that it's on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's crazy, mate. Isn't it? It's an odd one. I think that Parker fight will be a good fight. You know.
Yeah, no, it will be. I enjoy it. He done brilliant against Deontay Wilder last time. So, it should be a good fight. Good night of boxing. I'm looking forward to it.
That's it, mate. That's it. Right, let's read these ones out. So, I said, you got any questions, chuck them in, and we'll read them and answer them as best we can. Philip said he's won of the prizes at dinner with Graham at the.
You know what, right? I'm just thinking about. As soon as I see that, I was thinking about when I was last week when we were sitting in, like, Dean Ashton sitting there, Graham sitting next to him, and I'm opposite. And I turned around and said to Nicky, I said, I never thought I'd see in my life Graham sitting next to Dean Ashton, with Dean Ashton drinking a coffee and Graham munching on chicken wings. It was just the most random thing I've ever seen, but I loved it. He was brilliant last week, Graham.
That's good. That's good. He enjoyed it, mate. He did enjoy it. He was telling me all about it, so it's good. I'm gutted. I've got to make sure I make the Carlton Cole one. I'm gutted. I can't. I haven't been to them, but I've been busy. If we're losing against Burnley, it will become toxic on Sunday.
Yeah, imagine that. I think the mad thing is, last time it turned real toxic over there was against Burnley, and it was on my birthday. And guess what Sunday is? My birthday. So yeah, the last West Ham game in my 30s, last night we lost. Yeah. My first game in my 40s, we need to win. So come on, West Ham, give me a early birthday present. Well, give me a birthday present. It's my birthday on Sunday. So yeah, come on. Moyes owes me that.
That's it, mate. Lawrence says, why does Moyes put youth players on the bench?
I just think it's because we haven't got much option, and I just think it gives the youngsters a good bit of experience as well with travelling with a first team squad and being involved on the match day. But I want to see a bit more of them. I want to see more of them.
This is the thing, mate. It's so frustrating. Look, we have to pack out the bench with youth players because we are limited to the first team squad, so to speak, with the sales of, with what was it? Benny's gone out on loan and the sale of Fornals. And to be fair, Fornals is doing quite well. I think no one since he's signed in the league has had more. What was it I was seeing? He's top of the stats in one of the things. Pass, either forward passes or key passes, something like that. So it's good that he's having a good run. And Ben Rama seems to be doing all right out there, which could benefit us if he comes back.
Yeah.
Where else we got?
Interesting to see when we do get a new manager in the summer and Ben Rama comes back. Could be a new start for Ben Rama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. But I think it's just more now with the youth players. It's just they're there because we are so bare bones of a side. It is a shame because there is some top talent that we've said it on here before. We've had people say it to us off the record. There's a lot of people that think these youth team players are ready and they're not given the opportunities that they should be given. So it's frustrating, but the problem is the Premier League's cutthroat and it's a results-based business and your job's on the line after 3 or 4 games if you don't get wins. We see that with Moyes. We had that bad run of form and he's under immense pressure again. Yeah. So you can, in a way, you can sort of see why managers don't pick the youth players. Matt wants to know what happened to Positive Pat.
Oh, she was on a retirement movie. She's here. She's up here. Let's have a look. Is that her? Oh yeah, look, there she is. The old girl's back. She she was in retirement with me. Well, not retirement. That's the wrong thing to say. She was. She's been all right. She's been tucked away up there. Why? I forgot my password and everything to get onto this. So,
mate, I wasn't expecting to go. Oh, I need a login or something like.
Yeah, no, it was me passwords getting onto my computer. I forgot.
That's the thing, mate. Matt says again, are you looking forward to the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight?
Yes and no. Yes, because I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. Love Mike Tyson. 57 years old, going against Jake Paul's 27, so 30-year age gap there. Tough one to call because look, I know Mike Tyson's 57, but trust me, he can still hit. So, and what a great payday for Mike Tyson as well. I think they're streaming it live on Netflix, isn't they?
Yeah.
And it's in Dallas is it Dallas Cowboys Stadium?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So look, I don't want to obviously see Mike Tyson get hurt because he should be in retirement age, but no, he's going to get a good payday for it. And yeah, good luck to Jake Paul's chin if he gets hit.
That's the thing, it's this. I still think it's a dangerous game, these YouTubers and that play with taking on these boxers, because it only takes one punch from a professional boxer, one punch and it's game over. It's such a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, it is. It's a dangerous sport, and it shouldn't be. It's not a sport you should joke with because people get seriously injured in it and see people have been killed in the ring, paralyzed. So it's not something you should joke about with. But yeah, no, I think it's obviously us. Dan's cousin Matt, I'm good mates with. He obviously works for Matchroom. So when I speak to him, he's out in Saudi Arabia now. I was speaking to him earlier. And it's a big year for boxing. Mm-hmm. It's a big year for boxing this year. So there's going to be some good fights this year.
Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. Steve wants to know where Nicky is. He's still out in Germany. He was going to try and jump on tonight.
His flight got cancelled, didn't it? So he's flying back home tomorrow. He's in Frankfurt. So I said to him, good luck with that.
I think he's battered down the hatches and he's staying put until he gets out of there.
Yeah, I don't think he's left his hotel room since 2:00 this afternoon, so I don't blame him. I wouldn't either.
No, it's not nice. Freiberg looked really nice though. It's not that far from Frankfurt.
Freiberg,
I don't know, mate. I went away and Bill. It looked quite nice there, but yeah, Frankfurt's a bit of a dive, so he's doing the right thing. Would you play Zuma on Sunday?
Do you know what? I'll tell you what, I was impressed with Mavropanos. I think he gets better every time he plays. So it might be, if Aguerd's fit, I may maybe drop Zuma and play Aguerd and Mavropanos together, see what they can do, because I think Mavropanos is starting to step it up a bit. And I like him. He's a no-nonsense defender. Yeah, he will make mistakes. He struggled when he first got into the team. But no, I think Zuma now, I think the commentator said it last night. that Zuma's done well to hold on to his knees for the last few years. He obviously can't. It might be too much for him to play 2 games in a week. I'd rather him be fit for the Freiberg game. So maybe try something different on Sunday. Maybe even give Ogbonna a run out alongside Mavropanos.
Yeah, it seems weird how sort of Aguerd really drops out of favour, isn't he? You know, I know against the physical players he does struggle a little bit, but he's just really dropped off the boil. You know, last season he was fantastic, but he seems half the player that we had last season.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of confidence in it. He's made a few mistakes, and I think he's one of them players that when he makes a mistake, it gets to him. Where some people can just think, right, I've made a mistake, I won't do it again. I think it plays with Aguerd, it plays on his mind a bit, and it affects the rest of his game. So let's hope he comes back strong because, look, as we said last season, he was brilliant for us, and he was a big part of why we were successful in Europe last season.
Yeah, that's it. We need him to step up. You know, Oggy's done well when he has come in, but we need Aguerd to get back to the player he was last season, definitely. But for me, I'm with you, right? I think this is a game where we can do without Zuma. You know, I know he's the captain at the moment and stuff like that, but I just think tonight he needs a rest. It's looking like he's looking like you said, his knees are shot. He's reminding me of Ledley King. You know, where he can only really play 1 game a week, and you know whether he can train at full capacity. He just constantly looks injured to me.
When he runs, he reminds me of me trying to get home from the pub after about 10 pints. I'm all over the place, but look, still a brilliant defender. So
yeah, that's it. That is it, mate. That is it. This one's touching on youth players. Marshall not getting any game time at West Brom, should have gone to League One. Yeah, that's frustrating, that, because he's such a talented player. You know, young Marshall, and he was ripping it up for the under-21s. It's just a shame it's not really working out at West Brom for him. Steve Emma says, thoughts on last night's game, lads? Was it a penalty?
Yeah, look, for it to take 4 minutes and then for him not to give it was weird. You know, he's obviously looked here as that Souček has sort of pushed the defender in the back to force his arms to raise that high, and which is, look, it's bullshit at the end of the day. It was a penalty. Anyhow, it would have been given anywhere else, but that's just our luck. But we shouldn't have had to rely on getting a last-minute penalty last night to get something out of that game. We should have done it in the 90 minutes. But yeah, it was disappointing. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a referee go to the screen and not overturn it. So
it is mad, mate. You know, the length of time it took as well, and I think if that's up the other end, it gets given.
Most probably,
because of the pressure of the home crowd, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
not you know, and the thing is, we've seen them being given in the Premier League, and that's the frustrating thing, you know. But the referee's stuck by his decision, and you know, fair play to him. But to me, the arm's in an unnatural position.
Yeah, definitely, mate, 100%.
You know, that's how I look at it. But you know, it's one of the things a lot of people split hairs over it. Right, I heard that your first game at West Ham was the 13th February 1995.
You're spot on, Josiah. He's been doing his own work on me. It was West Ham versus Everton, 2-2 draw. Tony Cottee got 2 goals for us that night. I think Paul Rideout scored and Anders Limpar, I think it was, if I remember rightly. But yeah, never forget it, mate. First time at the bowling ground, you know. So that'll be coming up to my 30th season nearly. So
mad when you say it like that, mate, doesn't it? Especially
mate. It is like we all get old, mate. To think that like I'm 40 on Sunday, I can still remember. Like my surprise 18th birthday, like it was yesterday. My 21st.
Yeah.
You know? But I tell you what, my 30s was my best decade. My favorite decade so far. I've done so much stuff in them 10 years, so many memories to last a lifetime. So I've got to make me 40s that a little bit more better. So let's hope we can kick it off with winning the Europa League.
Oh, mate, that'd be fantastic start, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Waiting 40 years for football, 39 years for you for a trophy and getting one and then getting one in two in the space of 40 would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So, as I always said to my boy, when I took him, he's seen West Ham win 2 trophies, the Youth Cup and the Conference League in one season. I've never had that. 43 years I had to wait. He gets it in 7.
It's playing on my mind now about that. I got this from. That's my first game thing now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, look, Ryder and Limper. How good was that? Fucking hell. I don't remember most things, but I remember the important things.
That's it, mate. That's it. A random one from Matt Powier. What did you do on your first date?
First date? Oh,
yeah.
Fucking hell. Let's go back some time now. Well, it definitely wasn't none of the naughty stuff because I was I can't really remember. Probably like a cinema or something.
Yeah, I think that was the go-to thing back in the day, weren't it?
Yeah, I think it was like Showcase at Beckton, and you had to get the bus there because it was either that or Barking Cinema. So yeah, I can't really remember.
Long time ago, mate. That's a long time.
I know. I probably didn't have a pot to piss in back then. It was like, but back then, a tenner would probably last you a night.
Yeah. That's true, mate. God, blimey.
Look at us talking like we was born in the 1920s.
You know what I mean?
This is where Graham needs to be here.
He'll be sitting there going, I still remember when Mars bars were 15p. Anthony Morgan says, would you rather see Ollie Scars play left back than Creswell if Emerson is out for Sunday?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get a run out, but you know that ain't going to happen. It's a shame because he'd probably do well in a game like Burnley.
Mm-hmm.
So where we have more of the ball, but I think Creswell will probably come in for Emerson. Hopefully Emerson's fit and he can play, but I haven't heard any team news. So
no, I think that'll come out tomorrow. Well, no, I'm surprised he hasn't had a press conference today. To be fair, because they normally do it on a Friday for the Sunday games, but maybe he'll have one tomorrow morning, and we'll see. Look, hopefully Emerson's fit, but if there's no point risking him for me. We don't want another Paquetá situation where we play him, we rush him back from injury to play him against like a Bristol City, and then we lose him for the over a month. It's, as I said, Emerson for me, he's my player of the season. So far. So we desperately need him for that one. And that's a good shout as well from Leslie Johnson playing left back. We forget that he's versatile enough to do that, and he's been a bit unfortunate to miss out lately in the start 11 because he has been a bit more consistent since he's come back into the side.
Yeah, he's played all over, and he's played midfield, he's played on the left, he's played on the right, he's played right back, left back. I think if you give him a pair of gloves, he'll go and goal. I think he's just one of them players. He's just happy to be on the pitch, and he'll just play anywhere. A bit like what Antonio was under Bilic.
Yeah. Would just do the job. And I criticised Johnson last season for his poor performances. I think this season he's got back to the player we thought he was going to be. And it will be interesting. I think he hasn't signed a new contract yet, has he?
No.
So it'd be interesting to see whether he does. Is he holding out to see who the manager's going to be? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But it's going to be interesting. Looking forward to Sunday, getting back over there again. But right, I think as the boxing's on tonight, mate, I think it's a good time.
You know what, mate? Just before I go, I just want to quickly plug something else. A massive event coming up in May, the 18th of May. It's the day before the final game of the season. E13 events are teamed up with DT38 to do a charity game for the memory of Dylan, who sadly passed away 10 years ago this year. So that's West Ham legends versus Dagenham and Redbridge legends.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good names signed up already for Team West Ham. I haven't seen Team Dagenham and Redbridge yet, but it's mainly a lot of them are like from the 06 squad
Yeah.
Managed to get Dean Ashton involved as well. I think all the ticket details will be going up in the next couple of days. I'm involved. I'm going to be getting a run out. Well, trying to run out. So that's worth the £5 or £10 entrance fee there, just to see me trying to run about. But no, it's a pleasure to be involved, and I'm helping behind the scenes as well to get it organised. And yeah, it's going to be a massive event. So if you're not going City, or even if you are going City, you can still go the day before. We want to pack it out. Dagenham and Redbridge. It's a 2:00 kickoff. There's a lot going on. There's going to be ex-players there as well that won't be playing. The older, like you got Tony Gales, Tony Gotti, Mark Ward. They're all going to be about as well. So you get to come over, meet some of your heroes. Jimmy Walker's in goal. He's actually organising the West Ham team. So yeah, good luck with that. He's putting them all together, so it'll be good. But keep an eye out on our channel. We'll be plugging it, E13 and DT38 as well, and all the money is for prostate cancer. And yeah, it's going to be a great day, and we really want to pack it out.
Yeah, no, it is, mate. Look, we've been to a lot of E13 events, and Dylan's mum's there, always, promoting it, and it's such a worthy cause to pay, to donate money to. They do a lot of work. They save people's lives, mate. And we've been there, and people have told the stories, of how they have had their lives saved by the charity and things like that.
I think that when they done the Decanio night back in September, Tracy, obviously Dylan's mum, went up on stage and she spoke about the charity and what they do. And the next day, a young kid that was at the event, him and six of his mates went to the doctors the next day, and one of them actually tested positive for it, and they caught it early. So it just shows how important that message is, because if you save one person's life, you've done a great job. And yeah, it's good to be involved. All you boys will be involved as well. And yeah, more information that will be going up over the weeks. Hopefully we'll get a couple of players on here who are playing. We'll come on and do a chat about it as well. And yeah, it'd be good. And someone's just said there, showcase my inner Ronaldinho still. more like Ronald McDonald, mate.
Don't put yourself down, mate. I've seen you playing in these games before, mate. You'll be fine. You'll fit right in there, so it'd be good. Yeah. But no, honestly, it's good calls. It'd be a good game. It's always worth it, and some proper good characters that are worth going to watch as well. So
yeah, and I think they're going to have something after as well, where like you can meet the players and have a drink. And so yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be an all-day event. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
That's it, mate. That's it. But no, that's good. Right, good to have you back on here, mate. Hopefully, we'll get a few more and get a few more of the lads in. It's been mental trying to organise these. Normally we've gone from being all on here to everyone is so busy. Like I said, with Nicky out in Germany, Graham's really busy, yourself, me, Lawless. It's just so hard to organise. So thanks to everyone for sticking with us. We know, we can't all get together as much as we used to now, but no, it's good to have you back, mate.
Yeah, it's as I said, mate, at the beginning of the show, it's good to be back. Obviously, certain things have to take priority, but you boys have been great. Everyone's been messaging, family, everyone's been good. So, yeah, surround yourself with good people, mate, and you'll always have a smile on your face.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. That's a good, mate. That's a good positive vibe to end the show on, mate. That's all right. That's good. But everyone in the chat, thank you for your comments. Thank you for being here. We will be back again next week. We'll be back again with a build up and the aftermath of the Burnley game. Fingers crossed, it's another 3 points. But yeah, we'll see you all next week. One thing left to say, mate.
Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.